This is Millie Weaver reporting. I am in downtown Cleveland, Ohio, and we are gearing up for the RNC week. As you can see, the police state is in full force right now. I mean, there are hundreds of police all over the city. Department of Homeland Security, FBI out here. It's ridiculous. Now, what's interesting is that from what we have heard by talking to people on the street, the city has actually kind of pitted the Trump and anti-Trump protesters against each other. Look at this right here, look, check it out. Rebel. I thought those were all. Alright, let's go. Let's go see. Check that out. So this is almost identical to the red fist picture right here. Even though it's teal and the colors are slightly off, they're not quite red, but it is a modern take on the red fist. With Rebel. Very interesting that this was all just newly constructed for the RNC.
I want George fucking Soros to send me my check. I'm an outside agitator, John Millie. I've been in all the media here. I'm a disabled veteran. I get a disability pension. George Soros did not pay me to come here. If he wants to, I'll accept his check, but he didn't send it to me. I'm not a paid political agitator. In fact, I'm an equal opportunity protester. I'm protesting against Trump. I'm going to Philly. I'm protesting against Hillary. When I saw what was coming out of here, riot gear, riots, inevitably riots, this, that, and the other, I came in and injected myself into the situation. And I said, we can make this happen and not have riots if we want that to happen. That I'm committed to nonviolence. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it from either side. Believe me, I've been behind the scenes emailing the city saying, all you guys are putting out is like, we spent $500,000 on riot gear. We bought all these new equipments for riot. We're expecting riots. So much of the propaganda that came from everybody, including the city, was riots are inevitable at this convention. As soon as I got in on it, you're going to have a Trump guy camp here and an anti-Trump camp next door. This is what's going to happen, and that's what they did. So,
do you feel like they're kind of setting it up for...
Yeah, they're definitely, this is some kind of a weird setup. Never seen anything. I've said that in all the meetings. They got both sides using a little park for the official speaker platform. You have to get a permit from the city to use it for 30 minutes. They got Revolutionary Communist Bookstore and Westboro Baptist Church using the same park right. They've got pro and con anti-Trump people in that park. Why, they're not that stupid. Why are they setting it up like that? The same with the other little park is for art installation. Westboro Baptist Church, age groups. They tried to make both sides use the same march route, march across a bridge where nobody can see you. I brought in a lawyer from New York to work with the ACLU. It cost the city $100 grand because of my lawyer. They hired an outside law firm from New York. They lost in federal court. They hate me for this too. The law department here got it taken out of their hands. He said, you can look all this up, it happened. It cost them $100 grand to bring that, so they lost. Then they had to make deals with the march organizers for alternative routes. But they wanted both sides to meet up on one side of a bridge at different times, but overlapping. March over this big bridge where nobody can see you, and then the march is over, but they're all walking back over the same bridge, other bridge, to get to their cars. So you tell me what the hell have they set up here, and why did they do that?
Yeah, that sounds...
Nobody, all the media think it's insane. All the protests, even both sides, me and the Trump guy, Citizen for Trump guy, totally been agreeing on this shit. They were part of the lawsuit too. Both sides were part of the ACLU lawsuit. So you know, if you want a conspiracy theory for Alex Jones, please have him investigate this and tell me who set this crap up and why they did it. That paid political agitator stuff, I'll tell you, I know for a fact. I know people, I'm one of the people that started Occupy Wall Street in New York. MoveOn.org and those people were offering to come here and help with money and stuff. 3 days ago, they said, we do not want to be involved in Cleveland at all. We are not helping anybody. We're not sending any money. We're not busing. You can swear to God, this came from somebody I know that works for them.
Apparently, I'm getting no cell phone service here, and most of these other people here that are on their devices are actually linked up to Wi-Fi. The local cafe, Reval, has Wi-Fi, and a lot of these other buildings here have Wi-Fi, but they're able to view stuff on the internet, social media, whatever, but it still doesn't take away from the fact that there's no cell phone service here.
All right, when I was arrested doing a veterans' rights march and also an anti-war march at the DNC in Charlotte because I didn't agree with Obama's military policies and drones and stuff. And also, and it was a free Chelsea Manning march because I've been a supporter of Chelsea Manning. I think Chelsea Manning did the right thing by leaking that stuff because it's exposed war crimes. But I was taken to a FEMA detention center outside of Charlotte, which nobody knew was set up there. Only reason I know it was set up there because they took me to it after I was arrested. It was about 20 miles outside of Charlotte. It was a modular, brand new looking thing that I'm sure they could transport in on containers and with trucks. They had fingerprint terminals set up there. They had magistrates. They had 3 magistrates working there for arraignment. So you didn't have to leave there. You got brought up for arraignment right there, without a lawyer, by the way. There was no
have a right to representation?
Not for the arraignment. No, there was no defense lawyer when I was arraigned, and they set bail on me without a lawyer present. $300 bail actually, and I was the only one there because they only made a total of 8 arrests at the DNC. So they had that whole massive setup. They were expecting a lot more arrests, but they didn't happen. And the only reason I know because I got taken to it, and I was held there for about 8 to 10 hours, and then they moved me to the county jail because I guess they figured out there's no point in keeping this one guy here with all this stuff going on and nobody else is getting arrested. But I believe that is set up and in place here. And if you do a Google search for FEMA Detention Camp RNC, these people I know, Unicorn Riot is the name of their media group.
Yeah.
Unicorn Riot put this out already, that they've been leaked documents that they've set up the same thing here, and I'm totally believing it, and I'm totally wondering, since I probably am on their target list for arrest here, if I'm going to be taken back to another one. But in this case, I think if they get me this time, and I'm not doing the violence, I'm not advocating violence, but I don't think that matters. I'm just seriously pissed off the city of Cleveland.
Apparently there were not very many other protesters here today, but there actually was a Black Lives Matter protest that happened, which seemed to have happened without much going on. And as you can see, I mean, there's so many cops here. I can see why people have not made any crazy moves, which is smart on their end, but they are going to have a parade, and it does seem like the city is actually kind of in a way setting up the protesters to interact with each other. And I mean, they're pitting the Trump people and the anti-Trump people into the exact same parks to protest at the same time. So it's gonna be pretty crazy what happens in the next couple of days here. This looks like the parade route in which people will be walking parading, either protesting for Trump or against Trump. It goes all the way down through here, and it even actually comes up through here too, and they're going to be caged in. What's going to be crazy is that they actually have the pro-Trump marchers and the anti-Trump marchers going and marching along this exact same route, and from what I've heard, they are going to walk all the way down the parade route, and then they're going to be made to turn back around and march back. And this is sure to cause confrontation, and there's not really anywhere to run besides forward and back when you're caged in, and cops are going to be surrounding, so it's going to be a pretty intense event. There are rumors also of potential off-location FEMA detention centers for people who are committing crimes or being violent to be taken to. So this should be very interesting. We're gonna definitely investigate more on that and get back at you guys. Here's the City of Cleveland Safety Preparedness Update for the 2016 RNC. This document details the city's entire law enforcement coordination for the RNC. It's filled with very interesting and very concerning information. Here are some highlights. Approximately 500 local law enforcement officers and 2,500 to 2,700 out of city, county, or state law enforcement officers will work in concert during the event. FEMA has played a significant role in the training of public safety officers. There will be several intelligence assets as well as temporary flight restrictions controlled by the FAA. A video unit has even been specifically created for the RNC for documenting, logging, and storing video evidence of the event via law enforcement worn cameras. There will be 130 Division of Corrections employees for the booking, processing, and housing of arrested citizens. Several contracts with neighboring counties for additional beds and 24/7 booking and processing. This page is very telling. It reads, "We have participated in several tabletop exercises pertaining to mass arrests and have additional exercises scheduled leading up to the RNC. We have the appropriate capacity in the event of mass arrests." They'll have EMS and hospitals covering unprecedented medical coverage for every aspect of the event, and extensive fire, life safety, hazmat, and decon coordination. All mission-critical functions will have priority phone service during an emergency, and the city has 100+ cameras installed with external agency feeds and even a video wall. Here on this page, it shows that FEMA crowd management will be there for 3 days. And here are the agencies represented during the RNC. There's really a lot more to this document, so I'll leave a link in the description box below. This is Millie Weaver, signing off.